The greatest freedom is for us to allow anyone who wants to hate without violence, without threats, without incitement, and that is true.
That is true.
You're bringing incitement and hate speech together, which is totally absurd and fascist.
Okay. Well, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Wow.
AOC thought she was about to lecture a voter on free speech. Instead, he turned the tables, challenged her understanding of the First Amendment, and the room went completely silent. Then, things got even more heated. The exchange escalated when the constituent argued that even hateful speech is constitutionally protected unless it crosses into unlawful conduct. As both sides debated where the line should be drawn, the conversation became increasingly tense. Watch until the end to decide who made the stronger constitutional argument.
I think at the bedrock of what you're discussing is freedom of speech,
Right.
and the freedom of expression.
Right.
And that is what I would call it.
Yes.
I think that we have a freedom to express ourselves. But we should also know that in the United States, there are also limitations on our freedom of speech.
No, only if it involves violence or threats, things that are illegal. But that's not free speech.
And so,
that's threat. Threats are not free speech.
So, and also, beyond violence
I don't think you should
threats,
say that. I don't think you should say that because that's confusing the issue.
Well, sir, President, I think I just want to introduce some nuance to the conversation. That's okay. So I just want to throw some nuance into the conversation, and I'm not trying to have an argument here. I want to have a discussion. Well, that's fine, sir. I'm absolutely, sir, and I'm absolutely open to being proven wrong on many issues. So when it comes, I'll just let you know my perspective. We can disagree at the end of it, but I want to at least let you know my perspective. My perspective is that we absolutely have a protected freedom of speech. Someone can say, I hate so-and-so, and that is protected speech. When we think about one of the landmark freedom of speech cases brought down by the Supreme Court, one of those cases and one of the verdicts said another form of speech that is not protected is yelling fire in a crowded movie theater, because that will force people to trample one another. And so that's not protected speech. So
You can yell fire in the theater if there's a fire. Very much.
no, that's totally fine. For me, I think,
Fascist.
and so I think for me, sir, it's my concern is we have freedom to say, I hate this, I hate that. Where I do get concerned is where that line is played with so that we have plausible deniability to incite violence against people. I don't think that the president should have tweeted that video that he tweeted. Do I think he should have gone to jail for it? Absolutely not. But I don't think he should have done that. I think that by endangering Congresswoman Omar, he was playing with this line. And
Well, I disagree. She endangered herself, okay? That's not endangerment.
And
By
sir-
showing the truth. So showing the truth is endangerment, is inciting violence to show the truth. That is fascism.
well, sir, I don't think anyone's trying to ban that speech.
His right to show the truth of what happened is just as valid as her right
It is.
to say whatever she wants to say.
And sir, that's why that's why there's no charges being brought up
Being
against
criticized
him.
by you as though there should be charges.
No, I don't think there should be charges. I want to make
Because
sure
you
that I
say he's
clarify.
inciting violence against her.
I think he is.
That's absurd. You cannot incite violence.
Yeah, well, I think he
Inciting
is.
violence is illegal.
Right. And so okay, and sir, I think one of the larger questions that we have here is that if we're explicitly talking about, do we have the right to say, I hate so-and-so, I hate this, you even have the right, yes, to be bigoted in America. Absolutely. You absolutely have the right to be bigoted in America. My question is, why do you want to, not you, but why would one want to be bigoted in America?
It doesn't matter.
Is the
I don't want
larger
to be bigoted.
question.
I grew up as a conservative Christian. But I'm telling you that the greatest freedom is for us to allow anyone who wants to hate without violence, without threats, without incitement, and that is true.
That is true.
You're bringing incitement and hate speech together, which is totally absurd and fascist.
Okay. Well, thank you, sir. Thank you. A moment like that is fine and it's acceptable, because I do think that if we don't let it out, then it gets worse. So I think it's fine to air out to air out disagreements and to have these conversations, even if it's...
AOC walked into this town hall expecting questions. What she got instead was a constitutional debate that quickly became the center of attention. The discussion started with freedom of speech. The constituent argued that people have the right to express even hateful opinions, as long as they don't threaten or incite unlawful violence. AOC responded that free speech also has limits, pointing to situations where speech can create immediate danger and expressing concern about rhetoric that could encourage violence. The exchange became increasingly tense as the constituent insisted that protected speech should not be confused with criminal threats or unlawful incitement. AOC maintained that public figures have a responsibility to consider how their words might affect public safety, even when those words are legally protected. The debate then shifted to whether showing controversial political content is simply protected expression or whether it can contribute to real-world harm. Neither side backed down. Some audience members appeared to support the constituents' emphasis on broad First Amendment protections, while others agreed with AOC's concerns about the consequences of inflammatory rhetoric. The moment quickly spread online, with viewers divided over who presented the stronger case. Who do you think won this debate? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more political
Right to her
showdowns.
face.
Yes, I signed that memo.
So you are the author of the family separation policy?
I am not the author of this memo.
You're not the author, but you signed the memo.
Yes, a zero tolerance memo.
So you provided the official recommendation to Secretary Nielsen on for the United States to pursue family separation.
I gave Secretary Nielsen numerous recommendations on how to secure the border and save lives.
But it says here that you gave her numerous options, but the recommendation was option 3, family separation.
What I'm saying, this is not the only paper where we've given the Secretary numerous options to secure the border and save lives.
And so the recommendation, of the many that you recommended family separation.
I recommended zero tolerance.
Which includes family separation.
The same as is with every U.S. citizen parent gets arrested when they're with a child.
Zero tolerance was interpreted as the policy that separated children from their
If I get arrested for DUI and I have a young child in the car, I'm going to be separated. When I was a police officer in New York and I arrested a father for domestic violence, I separated that father
Mr.
from his
Holman,
family.
with all due respect, legal asylees are not charged with any crime.
When you're into the country illegally, it's violation 8 United States Code 1325.
Seeking asylum is legal.
If you want to seek asylum, you go through the port of entry, do it the legal way. The Attorney General of the United States has made that clear.
Okay,